Now at 5, some people are already traveling for Thanksgiving. We're going to hear about the travel plans of some four-staters. Plus, before you head out, we'll have some tips to make sure your car is ready for the trip. And
President Biden gives an update on the war on fentanyl that killed nearly 73,000 Americans in 2022. I'm Michael George with one family who will spend another Thanksgiving without their teenage son who died of an accidental overdose.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Americans are already hitting the roads for the holiday travel, and that includes some traveling through the four states. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. AAA expects 49 million Americans to drive more than 50 miles this Thanksgiving. Some travelers we spoke with at the Welcome Center on I-44 in Joplin say their journey has been smooth so far.
We did this trip last year during a bad winter storm, and it's a whole lot less stressful than it was last year.
There seems to be a lot of construction for this during a holiday week. I was kind of surprised.
The average gas price in Newton County, Missouri is $2.66. In Jasper County, $2.65. In Cherokee County, it's $2.81. Before you hit the road, you're going to want to make sure your car is in good working order. Neptune Auto is one of many auto shops in the area, helping people prepare their cars for the season. But there are some things you can do on your own.
I would say keep blankets in your car. Set of jumper cables would be nice, or a battery pack, just in case. Flashlight, if you're traveling at night at all, and just keep an eye on things. Make sure your wipers are good, because this time of year you don't know when we're going from rain to ice. But yeah, just the average thing, and make sure all of your headlights are working and your windshield stays clean so you can see.
Lovell also says it's important to check your tire pressure and tread as the weather gets colder. Kids in Carthage have a new place to play. The Chamber of Commerce today celebrated the grand opening of the new Kellogg Lake Playground. It's the new addition to Kellogg Lake Park, which also features fishing, an outdoor classroom, and a disc golf course.
Kellogg Lake is so beautiful for its nature. We have a lot of bird watchers that come out, a lot of fishermen. And so then to be able to have something for, the smaller kids to be able to do and just play right alongside the parents is a lot of fun.
The park is located along Route 66 on the northeast corner of Carthage. Kind of chilly for a trip to the park at the moment. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, of course, we had the clouds, we had the drizzle throughout the day, a couple light little showers, but we've cleared out, but it's cold out there, and it's going to stay cold as we go through the evening hours. 44 in Joplin, 44 in Pittsburgh, but we do have those clear skies, but we're going to plummet tonight all the way down into the upper 20s. Plus, we have these northerly winds, and of course, when it's cold and it's a little breezy, it makes it feel colder than what it actually is. Here's our storm system that gave us all the rain over the past couple days. Heading out of here, the back edge of the clouds right now through southwestern Missouri. For the evening, we quickly slide back through the 30s and eventually into the upper 20s a little bit later on tonight. Of course, we're going to look at your holiday forecasts and travel forecasts around the region here in just a bit.
See you soon. Israel and Hamas might have a deal which would see a wave of hostages released. The U.S. and Qatar helped to broker the agreement, which President Biden says could happen very soon. The deal would allow for an initial group of 50 hostages to be released in phases, with Israel releasing 3 Palestinian prisoners for each hostage held by Hamas. It would also allow for a 6-hour pause in fighting for 4 days. President Biden announced new steps taken as his administration works to counter the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. The American Medical Association says fentanyl takes the life of an American every 5 minutes. Reporter Michael George has more.
It really is an American tragedy.
President Biden gathered top White House officials for a meeting on how to stop the flow of illegal fentanyl, a highly lethal synthetic drug. The CDC reports overdose deaths involving opioids, primarily fentanyl, continue to climb, killing nearly 73,000 Americans in 2022.
Too many are going to face looking at an empty chair for the first time at Thanksgiving.
The president wants to seize the momentum following last week's Asia-Pacific Economic Forum. Mr. Biden secured commitments from the presidents of Mexico and China to curb fentanyl trafficking and production.
China's already taken steps to shut down companies dealing in dealing in illicit trade of precursor chemicals.
Even small amounts of fentanyl are deadly.
Half a pill with a few grains in there, killed her within minutes.
Derek Kidd is taking the story of his 17-year-old son, Sebastian, to as many schools in Iowa as he can. He says his son thought he was taking Percocet to deal with physical and emotional pain. He obtained pills through a contact on Snapchat.
These social media companies allow, with these apps, to, for anybody to go online and purchase these illicit drugs and have them delivered to your doorstep if you're so inclined.
The kids hope telling Sebastian's story will help loosen the stigma around drug addiction and encourage young people who are struggling to ask for the help they need. Michael George, CBS News.
Still ahead, dealing with the strain of the season.
I'm Dina Demetrius with what's stressing Americans this holiday season and how you can find a little more joy.
Plus, how you can get up to 8 free at-home COVID tests delivered to your door. Those stories next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, Americans can now order up to 8 at-home COVID tests free of charge online to be delivered to their homes. The Department of Health and Human Services relaunched covidtest.gov last month as the virus began to increase, initially offering 4 free tests per household. HHS said last week that 56 million COVID-19 tests have been delivered to U.S. households so far. It's the most wonderful time of the year, right? Well, that's how the song goes. But a new survey finds Americans are feeling the strain from inflation, national and world affairs, and rising respiratory illnesses. Dina Demetrius shares some tips from experts on how to tamp down the holiday stress and increase the joy.
If the hustle and bustle wasn't enough to stress you out during the holidays,
we feel the holiday, or the idea of holiday, will be probably in the spring.
A new survey from the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center finds Americans are feeling additional strain this year.
Inflation is an insane stress right now. I mean, everything is way more expensive.
There's a lot of negativity going on, not just here, but just all around.
81% cited national issues and world affairs. 3/4 are feeling the strain of rising prices and holiday spending. 53% are stressed about respiratory illnesses. Even the memory of last year's travel meltdown is weighing on people.
We weren't surprised to hear some of the things that people are very stressed about.
Dr. Nicole Hollingshead is a psychologist at the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center.
If you're finding that your mood is off, you're more irritated, and it's really impacting your ability to concentrate as well, those might be signs that the stress is above and beyond what we would expect to be more of the normal holiday stress.
Experts say focus on what you can control and make time this busy season to recharge and connect with family and friends.
I like to do meditation, pray, practice Tai Chi, walk.
I keep a small circle. They have a lot of positivity.
And in this season of expectation, perfection is unnecessary.
Take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, be present. Your loved ones will enjoy being with you just because it's you.
Some strategies to last all year long. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Pasadena.
And if you're concerned all this merrymaking is going to throw you off your diet or fitness goals, well, Dr. Hollingshead suggests building in time for a family hike or movement you can all do together. Diabetes and obesity are on the rise for high-income adults, while high blood pressure is up in low-income adults. A study from the American College of Physicians tracked 20,000 people aged 40 to 64 from 1999 to 2020. For high-income adults, diabetes jumped from 7 to 14%, and obesity rose from 33 to 44%. Low-income adults saw hypertension go from 37 to 44%. A little bit later, a warning from the IRS.
It's the season of giving, but many cyber thieves are hoping to steal from holiday shoppers. I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with tips to make sure you don't get ripped off.
Plus, our temperature is cooling down even more. We're going to look at that forecast coming up next. Well, another chilly day for us today. We had the clouds, we had the drizzle through the morning into the middle of the afternoon hours, and then some sunshine peeked out this evening. And of course the sun's setting now, but at least we got a little bit of sun. If we look at November so far, majority of the month has been above average, all the red days, but the past few days have actually been below average. And overall, really over the next 2 weeks, it's going to be much cooler across the region. All right, nice shot. Here's Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. You can see those clear skies up top for us now, but temperatures bottoming out, starting to cool off. 43 in Stockton, 42 in Bella Vista, Oswego, 46, 45 at Grand Lake. Iola also sitting at 45. Looks good. Here's 7th and Rangeline sitting at 44, but those northerly winds at 10 makes it feel a little bit colder than what it actually is. But if you are going to get out this evening, it will be dry. Northerly winds continuing to kick in tonight, 5 to 10 gusts, upwards of about 15. So that will make it feel kind of chilly. But again, clear skies as we slide back through the 30s, eventually into the 20s later on tonight. Here's the back edge of the clouds now working through southwestern parts of Missouri, heading out of here. So clear skies from this point on as this storm system races off toward the east. Out to the west, here's our weather for the next couple days. Looks pretty good. And then we have a storm system in the Pacific Northwest, which will start to affect us as we head into the weekend. Until then, mainly dry across the region. So let's go ahead and step through. Of course, Wednesday is a big travel day across, the lower 48. We're going to start mid to upper 20s, so it is going to be a cold start. Clear skies. Here's the noon hour sitting into the mid 40s. Once we get into the afternoon, upper 40s to near 50. So it is going to be a chilly day. Tomorrow night, much of the same temperatures right around the freezing point. And then as we get into Thanksgiving itself, we are going to get some more clouds in here, especially Thursday afternoon. But you can't ask for a much better day. High temps into the upper 50s on Thursday afternoon. Day planner for you Wednesday, 27 to start, 44 by noon. High temp right around 48, 49 degrees. And let's expand here. If you are traveling north, west, east, or south for us tomorrow, you can see clear skies across the entire 4-state area. Let's go into Thanksgiving. We do get those more clouds, but everywhere if you're traveling, St. Louis, Kansas City, Dodge City, Oklahoma City, everybody is looking pretty good. We stick with the clouds on Friday, and then as we head into the weekend, here comes a storm system which could play havoc with some traveling as we go into Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more tonight at 6. 48 for us tomorrow, 58 on Thanksgiving, 50 on Friday. Some afternoon and evening showers Saturday, some morning showers on Sunday, but overall over the next 10 days, a much cooler trend compared to what we have been kind of accustomed to as of late.
Yeah, we'll have to get accustomed to this again, I guess, because it'll only get colder in the months ahead.
That's right.
Thanks. Coming up, why social media company X is suing the advocacy group Media Matters. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Elon Musk's company X is suing liberal advocacy group Media Matters over its report showing advertisements alongside neo-Nazi and white nationalist posts. X claims the report was manufactured to drive away advertisers. Media Matters called the lawsuit frivolous and has accused X of trying to silence its critics. Multiple companies have suspended ads on the platform, citing concern over them showing up next to pro-Nazi content. This week is going to be one of the busiest shopping days of the year. The IRS is warning consumers that this time of year comes with a heightened risk of identity theft. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger has some tips to stay safe.
Cyber thieves are looking to take advantage of holiday shoppers with fake websites offering fake products. To defend yourself, make sure that you conduct business with websites that have a padlock symbol or an address that starts with HTTPS. The S stands for secure. Shop only on sites that take safe payment methods, such as credit cards and PayPal. They'll give you buyer protection, just in case there's a dispute. When using a mobile device, avoid connecting to unsecured public wireless networks. Keep records of all transactions, including the product description, the price, receipt, terms of the sale, and copies of email exchanges with the seller in case you need to return a product. Review your statements as soon as you get them to make sure there aren't any unauthorized charges. If there is a discrepancy, call your bank and report it immediately. If you think that your information has been compromised or that you've been a victim of identity theft, go to identitytheft.gov. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
If you prefer to shop local and support small businesses, well, Google has a new feature just for you and just in time for the holiday shopping season. The search giant is out with a new small business filter for its search function and Maps application. Help shoppers find products offering online by local retailers that identify as small businesses. In addition to local businesses, it includes e-commerce brands and vendors from marketplaces like Etsy and eBay. Inflation is down again this month, and Thanksgiving dinner is going to be cheaper on average than last year, but it's still going to be pricier than before the pandemic. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, Thanksgiving dinner for 10 people will cost $61.17 on average this year. That's 4.5% less than last year's record high of $64.05, but it's still 25% more than 2019. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, a surprising new finding concerning alcohol and blood pressure. Then on KOAM News at 6, a Newton County jailer is arrested accused of smuggling drugs to an inmate. Plus, we're going to have more on the travel conditions for people hitting the road this Thanksgiving. And a Sarcoxie High School volleyball standout signs to continue her career at the college level. Stay with us. CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. While you and I are enjoying delicious meals on Thanksgiving, it's not the time for us to give our pets the same foods. Reporter Sophie Borelli explains.
Never underestimate the persistence of these dogs to find the goodies.
Dr. Richard Bryant at the Salem Animal Hospital says he sees many cases of dogs and cats getting sick from eating something they weren't supposed to, especially around the holidays.
You may have some vomiting, you may have diarrhea. That may respond just to basic treatments, or you may end up with pancreatitis, which can be life-threatening, or hemorrhagic gastroenteritis, which if left unattended can become life-threatening, all the way to corn cobs, bones, etc., cheesecloths. They can all act as foreign body obstructions that may require surgical removal.
The list of just some of the foods to avoid includes onions, garlic, raisins, and pork. If you think your dog or cat has eaten something they shouldn't have, he says you shouldn't wait to call your pet's doctor.
You know, it's one thing if your dog has a little gas or a little loose stool, but when they start having repeated vomiting episodes, I would recommend getting them checked out, because it may be something simple, right? Maybe they just need a bland diet and a little bit of medication to help them through, or maybe it's the beginning of a bowel obstruction, you know, that's going to require surgery, and the longer you wait on those, the harder it is to fix them.
He suggests talking to your guest about not feeding your pets.
Remove them from the temptation. You can't remove the temptation from your house because everybody's enjoying it, right? And that's the point of it. But you can definitely confine the dogs if you need to, to a crate, room, etc., to where they just can't get into it. Then you can make sure at the end of it, everything is pulled up, everything's away, your guests know, and then you can release them, and let them have some fun too. Be safe, be proactive with their pets. Have a good holiday, but you can't be too cautious.
And tomorrow we're going to ask our pet vet on call whether it's okay to give our pets leftover pie and cake. It is okay to give me leftover pie and cake, but we're going to find out whether it's okay to give our pets.
Yeah, my dogs will eat in the
Oh,
bed,
yes.
so.
It's not a question of whether they will eat it. Sometimes, and sometimes, you bend the rules a little bit, but you do want to protect their health too, because they don't know.
That is very true.
Okay, the weather.
It's going to be cold tonight. We're going to drop back into the upper 20s for overnight lows. 48 tomorrow, so a chilly day, but we get the sunshine warming up a bit on Thanksgiving.
Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.